Excuse me. Well, hello and welcome to the Chief Multi-Hat stream. I'm your host, Chief Multi-Hat. Hopefully we'll have some software development today. Can't hear any music whatsoever. There we go. All right. Last week's stream was cut short due to insufficient cooling of the internals of the laptop. And bloop. Luckily, source code gets saved and I didn't lose stuff. That causes a prompt backup. Back that stuff up. Absolutely. All right. What are we doing today? Well, I'm going to attempt to reconfigure some code. Basically, I've kind of been trying to put all of these menus into a class so I could kind of modify them and not have them all over the place, helter-skelter. In doing so, I've changed some base logic and nothing works as intended. So, in the process of rewiring the brains, as it were. So, we'll see how that goes. Alright. Software development. In the most boring way possible. No, hopefully not too boring. Alright, so let's see if I get some sort of thermal monitor going. Yep, alright. Currently heading at 78 degrees C. That's kind of warm. But, you know, I have about over 50%. Both graphics cards at 50%. What? Oh well. I took apart the laptop and did the old air expulsion of the dust bunnies, or dust bears at this point in time, out of the fan units. Reinsert them. And I was a little disappointed at not as much of accumulation of dust that I expected, given the thermal event. But they're clean. And then I decided to go ahead and make an impromptu, I don't know, something to kind of lift the laptop off the desk so that some cooling will be able to go through there, and hopefully we'll get some cool down. That'd be nice if we can get that to work. Right, so let's see here. See where we're at. So yeah, Dungeons of Treptera is my computer RPG game. Kind of inspired many decades ago by wizardry. And I'm making something in that genre. Let's spill stuff onto my other stuff. Oh. I only have 2 pop cans on my desk, and of course I'm going to knock them over. turn off one. Alright, let's see if we can get this to work. Alright. Except where's me? I'm not here. There I am. Perfect. You can slide me. Yeah. Right, so I have a little hand here moving around like I need it. That's good. And now if I select this is good. I'm able to scroll. So weird. All right. All right, looks like I'm gonna have it. Yes, that's right. What are we doing on temperatures now? Okay, still good. Processes. It's sucking up the CPU power. Oh, of course. Dungeon of Treptera has taken about 1.6% of the CPU. Good. That's good. All right. Quite interesting. I bet. If I were to do this. All right, see if we get some responsiveness. A little better responsiveness. So I'm having USB overload, of course. Microphones on the USB, the cameras on the USB, game controller on the USB. Probably reaching some limits here. Throughput. It is a laptop from 2018, so I can't really expect too much on that. A little bit better response to turn the camera off. Maybe I could reduce the. Really don't need that much resolution on my camera. But alright, so this goes through and responds to moving this around. Basically, it helped to describe how to play the characters. Okay. Guildhall. That part's working. Or not. Yep. That's not working at all. Right. Appears not to be working. Mm-hmm. I know what way too much abstraction. I'm not going to go abstract class, interface, and all that stuff. I'm just doing abstract and derived classes. And what we're doing is I have too much. Well, because everything was in one giant monolithic piece of code, I had a lot of state variables to kind of handle. Hey, I'm in the main menu, I'm in the sub menu, I'm in the sub menu, then I might be in the sub menu of a different option. Kind of got out of hand. And then when you go to implement, say, another menu option, you gotta ferret all that out and insert into the appropriate places. It got to be a point of being, don't want to do that anymore. It's not right. So that's where I'm at here. What I'm going to do is get a bearing here and kind of determine what is it that I'm trying to do. So what is this? It's rendering a scene, or it's rendering graphics, 2D graphics, using MonoGame. And I have a outer picture, and then I have an inner. And something like that would look like let's see. Bring up some code. Bring up a few things here. Maybe. Just looking through the directories. Clicking on the wrong things. There we go. So, example, some of these screens are just the main screen. And what you have is you're going to have the 720, 1280 by 720. And then I'm just going to have to keep track of locations on this screen. That's where I'm going to put the pointer. And, that's the main, everything's all built in. Didn't want to construct all this in the fly. But need town blank. Now, town blank, for example, is the same space, except the inner space here. Then I will draw an icon over here. And let me turn the background off because that's not what it looks like. And then a title. And then I would render the submenu within this boundary. And in the course of doing these things, I kind of needed scrolling text, or I needed to have the ability to add more information. And a lot of times we just print a fragment of screen or a section of screen with all your text. And then basically scroll up. So to do that, I would render on a temporary or scratch space, get everything correct, take the input from the key, from either the keybinds or the controller, and slide that up and get that to work. No music. Still scuff. So I basically have a picture within a picture. All right. Of course. Probably could just do this. That either. All right, let's go here and go ahead and go back to what I was doing. Just all right. So, excuse me. Current menu is basically what are you looking at, and the town POI is basically point of interest of the town, and we want music to change based off of that if there is music to change too, and generally certain submenus might also have different music selections, and when you have a handle selection action select action, it basically says you've narrowed down a menu location and you want to select that to continue. So doing so should change the sound, and I don't want to just force it to be the current POI, because this does return, if it needs to change the sound, it will do that here. Alright, so that's in place. We'll hit see how it works. I got the sounds changing as you go into the menus, but not when you come back out. Okay. Looking up a few things. Apologize. All right. Draw. Now let's see what's going on here. Currently, the animation is on the outside of the picture-in-picture. Laptop heat check. That's not too bad. Not burning my hand when I touch it. And I'm staring at a screen of trilobites. Oh. How about we do something like this? There we go. Code dev, where we don't show the code. So what would current POI mean in this context? Go to definition. Okay. Control F. Let's look for menu POI. And why do we have it? There's a hole. Okay, and I can remember why I was doing the things I was doing. Current POI. I got main menu POI. And then I got sub menu POI. And within those, you have the selection index and select column, select index, and stuff like that. What a mess. What a mess. So what I'm thinking about is what I want to do is move, get these out of the way. Try to get these set up here. Oh, love trying to refigure things out. Yeah. Perfect. Get to have another false switch. Oh, you're using music from someone else. I'm not. Which is kind of funny because this is under Creative Commons license by the person who made this, saying that if I give them, give them some proper credit, you're free to use it royalty free. Which I put onto my channel. That very thing. Information. So what someone has done is they've used the same person, music, and theirs, and like for example, YouTube will think, oh, that's yours. No, that's not theirs either. They're under the same guides as I am, but it attributes it toward that person. Because I've done reverse searching. And it's like, yeah, they don't own that because I don't own that, and I know exactly what the one it is. So interesting. So I basically tell Switch, yeah, I'm not using that person's music. And there we go. All right. I hate this whole thing. Let's rip it right out. down, B-O high. I think I can do this. Let's do... Forget things. I just want to have an initialization so that it knows what type of menu it is. So, I'm trying to do a thing so that it enforces it. You must initiate, instantiate it in such a way that it will declare or tell it it is in fact this type. Now, current, the town POI, I need to make that a getter only. And that way I don't have inadvertent changing of it. Right. Go up to the main, to the abstract class. Let's go to this guy's definition. And do this to it. Take that out. No sense. And we're allowed to set it in the constructor, which is what we do. Okay. That enforces this to be. Right. All those areas where it's like. See, this is garbage. No. Oops. Back. Okay. Too far back. What am I doing? Undo. Here. Don't set that. Really? Would that be Main Street? No, it would not, but we're going to go with it for now. And oops. We'll chain assignment. This equals this, and then this becomes the value of that. And now this is set to the value of what this value is to that. Instead of having just another way of instantiating the old variables. They all start pointing at the same thing. Mainly it's so you could see a difference between choices. I am this town point of interest, and within that town's point of interest, I'm going to be at the beginning of, if I need to, but the menu POI is basically saying you want to pick there's a menu within the menu. And then the submenu is going to be a pick inside of that one. Yeah, layers. So, I'm going to change that out. Okay, now let's go to the update. What's happening in the update? First of all, this is garbage. Update. This sets up some timing information. All right, now we go through all these things. And then we draw. All right. This is the up and down. And no vertical up selection, down selection. All right. Oop. Let's go to punch the microphone. Punch it. Okay, so yeah, but what's the menu change set to? Menu. Just grab one, take a look at it. Alright, so it's basically switching it to the main view. Okay, so what are we calling it? Do I call it? No, but you should. Okay. What does that do? That's the same thing as. That's the same thing as every single one of these things. See, menu. I mean, if I were to look at the switch. What does this do? Switching to current means that this legacy, I guess, is legacy support from older code that I've changed. Okay. Should be setting right. Choices. All right. represents the first menu of that town type. So that's the menu chain. And that's the definition. Here are all the menu items you could have. Some menus. Now these are the menu items. So for the inn, got rest, food, jobs, parts, armor, care, only the welcome info. Otherwise, empty. Okay, so we need to sync up menu POI with town POI. Keeping that idea fresh. Town POI equals menu POI. So when you're doing things like up and down, and let's go. That's incorrect. Okay. Yeah, we're switching to that. It should okay. Should do that. In theory, I don't need to do any of these things. Sorry. Trets. Welcome to the okay. Okay. Handle select action. Okay. What if we did this? If current menu is state menu, because we got to start somewhere. This means that I need to get a new current menu. Right. And how do you determine that? What you should do, no matter what, is do this. Current menu, handle, selection action, game dungeon, game session, game time, name done. Let's go to all the implementations of that dude. Let's go start off with the state main. And we don't do this. That's dumb. Alright, so you're assuming select index is what you want. And your POI is going to equal selection index. No, not quite. POI chain of the selection. Because of that, and then sub menu. sure if this is what I want, but I'm gonna do this. Right. So, me. Is there anything special about this? No. What you really need is, let's grab all this. Copy. Let's go back up to the abstract class. And what we want to do is actually have what am I doing? That is good enough for me. Good enough for me. Got it. Guild. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do. Don't do something like this. Alright, so what's gonna happen is do this. I don't like this at all. Handle it. just needed. Same thing here. No. Override. And this one. Well, don't do that. Do this. Okay, so what does this do? That. Right, so. Right, we'll take a quick break. I will return. Back. So in general, let's stop here for a second. And excuse me. Alrighty. So let's say we start off right. Let's go to the implementations and we're at this main, state main. Okay. What does that mean? Well, we're going to call the handle select action, which basically means we are going to select the menu POI based off of the selected chain. Down. And this is the case where, if that's true, we now change out the current menu to equal RPG menu, chain menu, current menu. You know what I want to do? I betcha. Go to definition. Change this to RPG menu, old menu, and then we put in here and say old menu, menu view it. Alright, what happens here? Well, it says take the menu POI. And if it's any of these, create the new state. If it doesn't find it, reset it. Okay. Alright. So now, that we have that, and create your menu. And let's try this. see what's happening. I just realized I had an old message and I wanted to kind of update the message. Apologize. All right. Let's see what's happening here. Hit start. Good. So far, it's all good. Let's go. Hello? Up and down's not working anymore. You've munged it up. I have indeed messed that up. That's okay. We're just gonna push the old selection. Alright, let's do some button pushing here. Alright, let's see what happens here. Click. Yep. Let's go inside of it. Go inside. 0, so menu POI is Main Street menu. That should now be welcome. Welcome. Turn that. Yep. Welcome. Current menu is equal to that, so let's we're not going to the maze. Okay, so now current menu is now that. Really? Start over. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I was. Let's redo all that. See how it goes. That's skipping the image. Got the breakpoint. Hit the button. Alright, try it again. Alright, here we go. Current menu is state main. Current menu now is state welcome. Let's go into the render. Yep. Creates the render properly. Yep. Welcome. Change music. There's no music for welcome, so it just ignores it. It's okay. Alright. In fact, have good. Nuked something here. Ooh. Alright. Poofed. Okay, at least we initiate. Let's go back to update. Alright, so now let's go to the draw. So, with MonoGame, there is a couple of callback type functions, update and draw. When it calls update, it's basically saying, hey, I want you to compute your game stuff. That's not necessarily having to draw graphics. I use the update portion to create the temporary graphics into scratch space. But when a draw comes around, that's going to be strictly for setting up any graphics. It's going to grab the scratch space and then apply that. So you could do scratch space, fill the scratch space full of, the things that need to change based off of state changes. And then you have this constant machine of drawing your graphics, and it just fills that in. Okay, so when I look at the main section here under update, it's going to go to handle selection. And we are in, for example, why is this twice? Oh, Gildan Guide. I can't read my own writing. It helps if I go back to code. There we go. There we go. All right. What we're going to attempt to do is ferret out the problem. I am in the welcome screen, so let's go to welcome. Welcome. And what happens when you call select press, right? Let's go to draw. Going to draw. Right, we're in draw. Current POI. So create the background. Okay, so let's set up the background screen. Poofed. Based off the current put. All right, welcome. Render. That's good. Resets. So what was I thinking about there? Well, as I move up and down for the welcome screen, it should increase or decrease the scroll. We'll see. Well, it should always hit. Hit, yep. Main Street. Okay. Awesome. Let's go to definition. Should be abstract, not virtual. Yep. Which doesn't do anything unless. Let's go to the button. Okay. Let's go to hit the down button. Down button. There's a thing called pressed, or it's either you're pressed down on it or you're not pressed down on it. If you're pressing down on it, then I could start a counter to see how many milliseconds you're holding it down. And as soon as you let go of it, it would reset that time. So you can see two things. One, I could detect, you must hold down the button at least 250 milliseconds. And if you do so, then if it is greater than, you have to wait a little bit before it'll work. And then if it'll hold it down for like a second and a half, or 1200 milliseconds, or 1500 milliseconds, it would then indicate that you to do something, right? So, and essentially, it is set up such that it is checking the down button every frame, which is worth so many milliseconds a frame, and you want the screen to scroll up at so many pixels per second. Let's say I want a block of text to traverse the length, the height of the screen in 3 seconds. Well, then you divide the total amount of pixels by 3,000, and that's how many it needs to move per millisecond. And then you multiply that by how many milliseconds you get per frame. And if you add the scroll value to that every frame, you will in fact have the text move at that speed. Another function is, did I simply press the button? If I press down once, then it's going to trip and say you have pressed the button. And then you go check to see, has the button been pressed? Yes, the button has been pressed. I'm now checking. Well, I'm checking to see if the button is pressed. And if it is, it's going to remember you have checked the button. So this round, it'll say yes. The next time you ask, it'll say no. Until you let off the button, and then everything gets reset. So you have, that's the input controller. So what's happening is, I suspect, is that some default behaviors on the update, and that's coming from this right here. And let's go to welcome. No. Go to definition. Okay, that's good. It just sets the selection. Render the text. We take a look and see if we need to set it to 0, which we do all the time. This should not be happening. If it's none, why is that none? Why would that be none? Because you don't set it. That's weird. I think we should do this. Oh, no, not that. What is that? Do anything. And there we go. Yarg. Now I gotta figure out why sub menu POI is set to none. That should be set to the same as the menu POI. No, it should be none. Alright, let's continue. Okay, so now we got Main Street. And if it's Main Street. Casetown POI, Main Street. Okay. What is going on here? If not, Okay. Text. Okay. Let's go to upper 8. Main. Okay. Why is selection max set to 0? What on earth? Oh, that's your problem. Good old debug. Say what? All right. Bogus. Turn. Base. No, just don't. Stop. Base. I'm gonna call this dude and say down PO. Dot. Let's do the old peak definition. Peak definition. All right, so what? Right. Loading the game. There we go. 11. Any POIs? None? Of course it's none. Why is it none? Well, let's see. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Why is the menu? Why? Why? Alright, so what do you say? Okay. Alright. My selection max is not being set correctly. I understand. You know, it's not the same. It can't be the same object. Can't be the same object. This gets called here, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is under state menu selection, switch current. I'm an idiot. I have set the wrong parameters for this. Yep. Hey, look. This is a state object, main. This is a welcome object. These are the wrong parameters. You know, in this particular case, let's go to definition. And what I really want to do is this. So let's do this. Because what you can do is this. Let's see what happened there. Is the red wagon fixed? So essentially, I was initiating this call with the wrong parameters. Being a main, setting the current POI needs to be this right here. So you do the POI is equal to POI. That's re-effect. Right, that's what happens here. Set to 9. Wasn't I supposed to not do this? Yay. So far. Why isn't the back working? Oops. Enter the code. Pardon me. Well, at least that's working. Let's go with the and take a look at all these things. Yes. Yeah, see. Info and POI guide, I believe it was. So this is correct for welcome. Okay. See what happens. Did I do it? Set the breakpoint. Did you not set the breakpoint? It does not call that yet. Excuse me. All right, let's go to back. Good. Sub POI is none. Alright. Alright, so I have a lot of state initialization problems with all these things, and I need to track down when it should initialize the state and fix that. Submenus are being set to none. And that, probably because, let's see here. Yeah. Why is this? Oh. Mm. Mm-hmm. You can't, yeah. Okay. That's initialization problem. This, you're going to have to menu PO. Just gonna have to do that. All right. Initial states are important. Back works now. The dungeon. All right. Initialization is important. Welcome. All right. Alrighty. Okay, well, I think I'm going to end the stream. Certainly appreciate you for being here. Thank you for watching me do some scuff. A lot of heads down. Not really able to describe what I'm doing very well. Hopefully I'll get better at it as we get going with this. But essentially, I'm refactoring my menu system, trying to clean it up and to make it more future-proof so that when I add more menus and such, it's going to be easier to implement than the current path I was taking. In doing so, I have randomized all my inputs. As I simplify it, so it's going to go through a couple passes. Right now I'm trying to get back to the same state it was before I did the refactor. Making sure that all the appropriate states get set at the expected times. And since the old menu system was really based off of systems upon systems, I'm changing the nature of those systems, so that logic is going to fall away, unfortunately. So, yeah, there's some areas where I need to set the correct data. Also, when moving and navigating around within screens, I now have an object that represents that particular screen, so I need to go ahead and go forward with setting up like the sub selections and the sub menu POIs based off of what you're selecting, and at least set them sub menu POI in such a way that it will reflect an appropriate level of selection, meaning when you hit the back button. So what happens is that when you drill in on your menu, you have like here's your menu, and then you have different options on the front page of that menu. Then when you go and take that option, there might be other options that you need to do. For example, give me a list of all your weapons, right? Now your controller is going to have the focus on changing, well, what item are you looking at? And so it needs to save, okay, I'm currently in the Bart's weapons area menu, but now I'm within the weapons sub menu, and what I'm picking now is the sub weapon. So the sub menu item would be Bart's weapons. The town item, where I'm in Bart's, and my menu item that I was picking, was Bart, etc. So I have a little bit of redundancy with the town POI and the menu POI. I'll need to work those out, and then also getting the sub menu set up correctly. There's an area where you are it doesn't find a match, so it sets to nothing, which then resets the state to an unknown state. So I need to work on some of those things. So appreciate if you happen to
get through the VOD and look at the artwork and kind of see what I'm doing, I certainly appreciate it. I'm not going to have this at least the very first version of this game. Well, maybe second, maybe the third quarter of this year. I'm hopefully not much sooner with that. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Be sure to check out my itch page. Chief Voltaic there. CMH Games. I did release a Virus Blaster, which is a fixed shooter. Hopefully it's fun. It's an alpha stage. Basically, I'm going to add level or wave editor, and then tune my own set of waves, and then I think I'll be completed with that version of the game. Basically, it's an infinity game where you can just start off. It's got these viruses and various things that fall down from the sky, they infect your cells below, and you just move your thing back and forth to shoot the bad guys. So that's on my itch account. You can find those links on my channel page. All right, well, thanks. I think I'm going to raid someone here. I'll see if I can get that to work. All right, well, thanks. Thanks, appreciate it. Have a good one.